You can actually hear me.
No, you're actually okay. I have to silence my phone.
How many times have we done this?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're
Team Team Snapchat is making me mad.
the one time you decide to actually use the socials.
Hey man, I told you last time I was making a conceited effort to increase my social media presence, and by God, I have.
Well,
I'm on everything now.
do a better job.
Instagram,
Oh, I gotta follow you
Twitter.
there. Jacob was like, "Oh, I'm his first follower. Why aren't you following him?" And I was
Yes,
like,
I think he
literally
actually was.
just made it.
I don't even know because it kept asking me like, "Do you want to sync your contacts?" Like that'd be really easy, but at the same
Don't do it.
time, if somebody did that to me, I would hate them.
No, absolutely.
Is there what do you say not to do? Is there another reason why?
Oh no, just because then it'll show you people that you know all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeesh.
But like, I know for me, like on TikTok, it always asks me, "Hey, you want to sync your contacts?" I'm like, "No, I don't want people looking at my stuff. Leave me alone."
Yeah, that's
But then
Yeah.
if people have where they show their contacts, then you'll still show up for them. Um, and so that's how people keep finding me, and I'm like, "Bro, leave me alone." Or and like it'll be like,
ah.
but it'll also be like. It'll show like recommended people to follow, and instead of it being like they're in your contact, it'll be like you're in their contact. And half the people on there, I'm like, who are you?
Wow, dude, the power of social media is terrifying.
Absolutely, absolutely insane.
How do they know? They know everything.
They do know everything. It's kind of gross.
Well, we should probably preface this by saying that we're pre-recording this one because of scheduling issues over the next 2 weeks.
Not on my part.
Well, yes. Unfortunately, I have been hired.
What are you trying to say?
I got a temporary job being a chauffeur / behind the scenes videographer for an unnamed musician who I'm not sure if I should name or if I should.
I feel like that
I
might
guess I
cause
could
some
probably
problems.
name it, right? Well, no, I mean,
Maybe.
I'm putting stuff on social media about it.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
He's not like a podunk kind of guy. He's a well-standing individual in the musical community.
Yeah.
He's gone on tours before, and his name is Scott Collins.
Scott Collins.
Scott Collins. You can look him up. He has socials, and boy, I do not remember them.
You're doing a very bad job.
Yeah, you know what? I regret everything here.
What kind of music does Scott Collins do?
People keep asking me that, and I keep trying to explain it to them. You really just have to. You want me to just link this to you?
Sure, yeah.
Scott Collins.
We should also put it just in the link of the video.
Oh yeah, that could totally work.
Actually put that
Let's
at the
see.
bottom. That's what we'll do. Every week we'll put a different link at the bottom of the video.
Well, that would require us to have a different link at the bottom.
We can just find something.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure we can find something just randomly.
Scott songs
There, okay,
sound
I linked it to
authentic,
you.
yet very modern, and he delivers them with a sense of urgency. The music has that mixed up blend of beats and influences that it seems can only happen in Austin. The songs stay with you, and that's a good sign. By someone from Austin City Limits, the executive producer of Austin City Limits, actually.
Yes.
That's a very big person.
And he's sponsored by, well, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Guayaki Yerba Mate.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yes. Someday we'll have our own sponsor.
One day.
That's not us. We're sponsoring ourselves.
Hey, we gotta I don't know. I got nothing.
It all starts somewhere is what you were probably trying to say.
Probably.
Yes, absolutely. So this one is going to be, the takeaway from what I was talking about is that this is going to be just as absolutely nonsensical as every single other one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But the details on what I'm actually going to be doing is, so I'm going on tour with this guy.
Correct.
It's a solo acoustic tour, and he's going around to like 24. It's 2 weeks, so like 14 to like 14-ish different cities to do tours in various places, as well as other events. Like he has a radio interview that he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's my job to get him there and to capture the documentary of what it's like, and not necessarily a documentary, but like if I decided to do that, I could easily make a documentary over this.
Yeah.
And I'm very tempted to, because I have the capacity, I have the cameras, and I have the know-how.
I mean, I
And,
say why
when all
not?
that comes together, yeah, right? When all that comes together, at the end of the day, why not do it?
And also, it'd be good for your little repertoire as well.
My little repertoire?
Little is very subjective here. I'm not saying that your repertoire is little. I'm just saying your repertoire. God.
I have never, ever been more offended in my life.
Well, I'm sorry you chose to be offended by the words I said.
Chose?
Yeah.
It's a physiological response.
Well, stop it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
There, I have suppressed my emotions.
Yeah, you're pretty good at doing that.
That's the sound of me bottling up my emotions and putting them on the shelf. They're very heavy. I have to raise them. It requires my entire body to lift them up above my head.
It's a good thing you've been working out and doing squats, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. John Talk Slam, sponsored by Squattage.
Squattage, is that our new subscription-based telling people to squat service?
Absolutely. What's that? You don't like how big your butt is? Just do some squats and you'll get a bigger one.
Do you wanna? It's like the Duolingo, but for working out.
Oh, absolutely.
And we actually have people with lead pipes on standby.
Yeah. So if you're,
It's part of the advertising campaign.
yeah, we definitely have enough money to pay them. Don't ask them about it though.
Yeah. Well, we pay them in squats.
Yeah.
We have other people that are threatening them.
We pay them in
That if they don't work for
promises.
us. Yeah, exactly. We string them along with the concepts of exposure and popularity.
Absolutely.
And then eventually when they don't get it, they move on. But we've got like 6 months of free activity out of them.
At least.
There you go. That's welcome to the modern era of social media influencing.
Yeah, some of them just keep coming back, and it's like, why? I mean,
But we can't get rid of them. I mean, really, they thrive on the concept of their kneecaps about to be broken.
no, you're right. Some people just need
I mean,
that
we
extra
tell them
push.
We tell them we have somebody in the next room at any given moment. And even if they go and like call our bluff and check, we just excuses. We got not that room, the next room. They're in the closet.
Yeah, you can check every room in
They're
the house,
underneath the
but
floorboards.
you'll never find them because we're always one
Exactly,
step
but they're
ahead.
there. They're there.
Yeah.
And if that fails, then we also have a sniper posted on a roof across the street.
Yeah, your neighbor,
And
your neighbor
mortars,
Tom.
even further beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on?
It would make it worse if they were in an apartment complex. It's like you never know what room they're coming out of.
Oh yeah.
Staying in a motel? Well, you
You're
better
out
hope
of
they
luck.
don't kick that door open, because boy, you are about to get absolutely kneecapped, sir.
Yes.
And this is the modern events that we come here to talk about.
Yes. I mean, I guess there's not much new modern events, as we literally can't really do anything new.
New modern events. Okay.
In the last
timeline
decade.
here is we recorded yesterday. I don't remember much of what we talked about on that podcast.
Here, I can look it
but
up
I
real quick.
guarantee you it wasn't modern events. We
No,
talked about
no.
Riz or something.
That's a modern event.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, we've covered every modern event out there.
The only modern event that matters.
It's the Riz. Yeah. Weird how it sticks around. We can't even do meme of the week because it hasn't been meme. It hasn't been a week.
It hasn't been. No, you're right. It hasn't been memed.
It hasn't been it hasn't been memed yet, literally.
Let's see.
Unless you saw something between yesterday and today.
No, I don't see anything ever.
How up to date are you on meme culture?
Not at all. I barely even have a meme repertoire at the moment. That's my word today. That's what I'm gonna have. That's gonna be my thing. I'm gonna have a word of the day or word of the week. My word is repertoire because I've said it like 5 times already.
It's a bad word. You're just hyper fixated on it.
So what if I am? It's the word of the week. That's the
Pick
point.
a word that nobody would know. Repertoire I know. Okay, how about this? Pick a word that I wouldn't know. Then you can explain it to me, and I can be your audience. So all you have to do is guess what word I don't know, and it'll be a smash success.
With your massive skull of brainage.
I told you about my hat problems and confidence, okay?
Well, I can't say Riz because we already figured that out.
Yep. I told you that one. Really, you're stealing my bit here.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, you told me it, but I already knew about it.
Well, yes, but I explained it.
I mean, I guess.
Fine. Here's what we'll do. How about this? We'll just go word of the day. Mm-hmm. Well, I think Merriam-Webster. Yeah, Merriam-Webster does it, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to do I don't know.
This is lame. I know this word. Give me another one. Give me tomorrow's word of the day. Here's one. I have no idea.
Hold on.
Neva. No. Neve.
What did you call me?
This is Neve. Thank you, Merriam-Webster.
Why did that...
Okay. Tell me what neve means.
Can I get a...
No.
Okay.
No. Do it. Do it now.
How do you spell that?
N E apostrophe to the top. V E apostrophe to the
Are you
top.
talking with the accent marks?
That's God's comma. That's God's comma right there.
Neve. Well, it sounds like it's of maybe Italian or Latin origin.
I'm looking. Let me just Control F. Origin. Nothing. There's nothing about its origin. Oh, yep. I got it.
Where's it from?
What did you say? Where's it from?
Italian or Latin origin?
Wrong. Wrong.
Was I close?
Yeah. Okay. You said Latin origin.
Yeah.
Latin origin is the origin of any Anglo language.
So
out there.
therefore, I wouldn't be wrong.
You can't pick. Yes, you know what? You could have said caveman. Caveman would have been just as accurate as Latin.
Oh my god. Fine. Spanish.
No.
French.
No. Wait. Yes.
Ah.
You're close. It's Swiss. It's a Swiss
I
dialect.
don't know
of French.
Swiss. I don't know anything about Swiss.
It's French, but the French that they speak in Switzerland.
Okay. Interesting. So it's a dialect.
Does that
in
information?
French.
Does that information that it's Swiss help you kind of give an angle as to what this word might actually mean?
Well, a lot of Swiss words are related to food, right? I don't know.
Okay, food.
I've been to,
I suppose that's a fair.
I've been to IKEA like once.
Oh, IKEA. Right. You're American.
Yes, I am. I'm just gonna spitball here and say neve. Is it a noun or a verb?
It is a noun. That is, yes, it is a noun.
Oh, God.
Do you want me to use it in a sentence?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, this is gonna ruin it. After years of compaction, the constant pressure eventually transforms neve into glacial ice.
Oh, so it's some kind of form of water. Or
Yes, loosely a form of water.
Is it just water?
And that it can also be liquid. It can be
Is it just
a
water?
solid. It can be a gaseous form.
So it's just water.
No, it's not just water. It's a
a
form
body
of water.
of water.
It's snow. It's a field of coarse granular snow.
No, now Jonathan. How am I supposed to know that?
I would have accepted snow, and then I told you the sentence of the constant pressure. How do you think glacial ice is formed?
When water turns to ice, clearly. Which is not wrong.
I'm gonna break my monitor.
It's in the same realm of Latin origin.
Okay, well, there was the word of the day bit. You know what? I took that over, and I'm sorry. Next time, you can take it over. How about that?
Yeah. Don't
now
you
I
ever...
see this bit forever into your hands.
Yeah, you better. Dang it. I think all these other words we both know anyways.
That's very possible. I mean, I had to go back one day in the Merriam-Webster to not know something.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's very possible they have a lot that I don't know.
Excuse me. And that was Word of the Day. Woo.
Yes. Thank you all for tuning in.
I'm beginning to think that every time we record, we're going to have a different segment that's completely
That's very
unrelated.
possible. I mean, I was thinking that we should do like you know what? I'll save that for the next time. I'll save that bit that I was that I
Write
was
it down.
thinking
Write
of
it
doing
down.
this time for the next time. No, well, I've been thinking about it since we started, and it was like, this is a stupid idea. Is this a stupid idea? It's kind of grown on me as I continue to
Oh, God.
rationalize it in my head.
That sounds about right.
That's how it goes with a lot of my
What?
everything.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry.
What?
So, I don't know if this counts as the current events, but it is an event that is current right now in my life.
I'll be the judge of that, and it sounds like that's a current event. Oh, okay, but to you?
Specifically, an event that just happened in my life.
Okay, I'll take that within the context, and I'll judge you harshly
All right.
by the end of it.
So, for those who may or may not know, I happen to be a black man. Can you confirm
Oh,
this?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
The
Thank
shock.
You. Yes.
Yes.
And if you aren't aware of that, we have a whole episode about that on Lamala John.
That's true. Our hit reality sitcom show.
Yeah, sitcom reality TV show. Anyways, and so I'll be bored sometimes, and I also need some friends. So I'll just go on the interwebs and, just talk to strangers sometimes, right? Something that
I hope you give them all of your proper information.
Yeah, my name, my identification number, my social security, credit card, everything.
Yep.
Because that's the only way you can make real friends. Ain't that right?
Right. That's how you make real social connections.
Exactly. Social security, social connection, same thing.
Yes, that's why it's social.
Absolutely. But
I side note, just found out that the Secret Service is also the SS. Just like
that makes
just
sense.
like the Nazis.
Oh. Okay, did not see
Same
that.
acronyms, you know.
Oh. Well, that.
Okay,
isn't too
yeah.
much of a
Please
surprise.
continue your meeting black people online story.
No. I'm not meeting black people. I'm a black person meeting people online.
Oh, okay.
And something which for those who may not be a minority or be black, may not have to endure, is people being weird towards black people.
Can you define being weird? What is being weird
for
in this
example,
context?
this person who I was chatting it up with just told me, it's been nice talking to you. You're my first and only black friend.
Oh. Yeah.
So that kind of yeah. For those who are not really akin to black people or African Americans, or African people either, just don't say stuff like that. It's very off-putting, and it makes people not want to interact with you anymore. Because, for one, it makes it seem like you're only talking to me because I'm a black person. And two, depending on the context, it could mean a lot worse for me in the long run.
A lot worse for you.
Yes.
You mean in that they might make more black friends?
No, more so the connotations of you're my first and only black friend.
Oh,
Because one, I could
I
end
see.
up being the token black friend.
Right.
Or they could end up, catching feelings, getting a crush, because, the Riz is strong with this one.
Yeah.
And then that could turn into being fetishized as a black person, which is a very common thing, which is very unfortunate.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to remember back to when we first met. I don't think I said that, but
I wouldn't put it
probably
past
said
you.
something else equally as foot in the mouthy.
I mean, to be fair, you already had a multitude of friends of various skin colors at the time.
I did?
I think so. Probably. I mean, your roommates at least.
That's a very good point. Yeah. See, I was thinking like, oh, you know what I should do is like think of what skin color all of my friends are. It's like, you know what? Never mind.
That's probably a good way to do it, because you don't want to just have a checklist, damn it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because then it's like, are you actually friends with them to be friends with them? Or are you friends with them because, they fill your quota, like schools do, like colleges do?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever friendshiped via, oh gosh, what is the word for it? Diversity hire. I didn't diversity hire any of my friends.
Yeah, there it is.
Everybody that I'm friends with because they're good people and we get along.
Mm-hmm. You sure?
Awkward silence following that. It's a real, I'm serious. It's a real wholesome moment right there. I bared my soul.
Hey, man, I'm not used to you having feelings and emotions, so this is kind of weird for me.
Well, okay, all right. Let me bottle them up again.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Is that you suffocating them down?
Okay, they're gone again.
They're
yeah.
gone?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, that was a very long time when you were my token black friend.
Don't say that.
It's like I needed someone.
You
I needed someone.
You literally had a roommate that you were
I
friends
had a
with.
Mexican friend.
Oh, God, you're making this worse for yourself. I'm going to try to stop you now, but however you continue from here, just, you know what you're doing, and you're doing it on purpose.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I am a soulless machination.
Well, you know what? Bring those feelings back out.
Can't. They're bottled up. They're on
Well,
the shelf.
then I'm
They're
gonna
gone
open.
forever.
I got a bottle opener right here.
Well,
Hold on.
not in that kind of bottle. All right.
I got one right here. You hear it?
It's the visual is more like a jelly jar or a
jelly
jam jar.
Oh, I can open those easy.
No, you can't. Trust me.
No,
I
wait a minute.
cranked that thing.
I mean, but hasn't there
We're gonna
been-
need to get a real man to open it. At
First
some
of
point.
all, hasn't there been multiple times where you have been able to open up a can of something while I was there and I opened up easily?
I will never admit to that.
Oh,
And
but you know it's true.
Especially not on a recording.
But you know it's true.
Yeah, I'm denying it. Never happened.
You can deny it, but it's still the truth.
Yep. Yeah.
So
according to
therefore,
you. Truth
you
is
need a
subjective.
real man. Boom! Look at them guns. You can't see them, but they're there.
Yes, I'm just imagining. We'll hire someone to do an animation of you flexing in post.
Hell yeah.
Those noodly arms. I know. I know
Noodly?
exactly what's happening.
First of all, we both know that I'm the furthest thing from noodle arms. Thank you. I'll take fat arms even, but noodle, that's so rude.
I was genuinely upset when somebody said you had bigger shoulders than me.
I
got
do!
pissed off for like a day. The rest of that day, I was like, "That's not true. That's not true at all." I was like, but he is wearing his shirt's wider than mine is.
I'm literally built like a football player.
I was mad.
What, that someone perceived me as more macho than you?
No.
What's your
No.
fragile masculinity threatened?
My big selling point is my size.
Uh-huh.
I'm a behemoth.
You
friend.
are. You're a very large man. You're very tall.
Built like a football player. Liar. You're like 4'4".
First of all, I almost said some words. It's 5'5", thank you, and I will wear that with pride to the day I die, because I'm so short. But
What's
I've been
the
told...
extra foot? It doesn't matter. You're all down there to me.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
That's fine. I got someone ready to bust your kneecaps now.
You brought this upon yourself, Isaiah.
You listen here. I've been told I look like I play football. I should have played football by almost everybody I've met. How many people have said that to you?
Well, I literally was on the football team for about a week.
Excuses. A
A
week?
week in high school, yes.
A week?
We started conditioning, and then apparently I had asthma or something. But I think it was 12-year-old me jawning pretty hard.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Not really.
I did have a wheezy, wheezy though.
Wheezy?
I never got an inhaler though, so not true. But my family does have a history of asthma, so it's not unheard of.
Is that a genetic thing, or is it something that just develops?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you one thing about asthma.
Well, good thing that
Except
we live
that you have
in
to use an inhaler.
2023, and we have the World Wide Web.
We're really gonna research asthma right now.
I'm doing it.
How about this?
It's really
I don't
the
think
first,
I have asthma
It's the
because
first result.
Oh, okay,
Is asthma
okay.
genetic?
Look, I don't think I have asthma because I live right now in a place surrounded by cedar trees. I can't keep my car washed for a week because every time I do, it's covered in pollen in a week.
Welcome to Texas.
Yep, especially where I live. Cedar trees.
Yeah, no. The cedar
Everywhere.
down there is awful, dude.
It is. It really is. But the point is, I'm not dying.
Not anymore yet? I don't know.
Ever. I've never been allergic to cedar.
Oh, that makes one
Luckily
of
for me.
That makes one of us. But,
Yep.
rewinding a bit, asthma, we don't know the exact causes of it yet, but research has shown that both genetics and environmental factors are involved.
Boom. I'm predisposed.
You like using big words, huh?
Predisposed is a very standard medical term. You see, this is okay. All right, for word of the week, pick whatever word you want. I guarantee you will not find a word I don't know. I'm calling that bet right now.
Is it bad that the first word that came to my mind was hoagie?
I know what a hoagie is. Hoagie's a sandwich. It's like a fake sub.
I thought it was just a name for a sub.
Your word of the week is bad. Pick a harder one.
Okay, gosh, jeez.
Neve.
That was a cheap one. That's not even English.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
No,
okay. We borrowed it, like the Japanese language borrows hotodogu.
Yeah.
For a hot dog. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing.
It's
still Japanese.
Whatever. All right, let's see. Let's look up SAT words.
Oh my god. No, the word of the week bit is over. We did that already.
No, you brought it back up.
For next week. I'm setting it up for next week.
Okay.
The rivalry has begun. Point me. Neve. You didn't know that. No point you. Hoagie. I knew what a hoagie was. I defined what a hoagie was.
You know what? We're going to fact check it now.
Fact checking what? Hoagie?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hoagie.
Fine.
Definition.
You fact check that. I'm going to look up something legitimate. World news. Dress like a cabbage. It's the first thing that popped up when I looked at this.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. Oh. Surviving the world's coldest city. You should dress like a cabbage. You know, they had an opportunity to go with onion and didn't. Because Shrek.
No, absolutely.
And there is my segue into talking about last year's best animated movie that is definitely going to win a lot of awards.
Oh, I see it all over the place.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
I still need to watch it.
That movie is amazing. There is nothing about that movie that is bad. I dare someone out there to tell me something bad about that movie, and I will be able to go, wrong. You're wrong. Everything's amazing. The animation, amazing. The models, amazing. The voice acting, okay, there might be a point. But it's totally acceptable. Everything about the voice acting is also awesome. The score, chef's kiss. I listen to that score daily. It's got some of the best songs. The guy that did it, Heitor Pereira, also did Minions.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I know people kind of dog on the Minions franchise, but it's got some very redeeming moments in there.
Absolutely. I still need to watch all the stuff, but I haven't.
Yes, I'm currently almost up to date. I have to watch like the last 2 Despicable Me movies.
Where did you watch it at?
What do you mean, where do I watch it at?
Like, did you go to the movies to watch Puss in Boots?
Yes, I watched it. I watched it in theaters, yeah. And want to watch it again. I want to buy it, actually. It's one of the only movies I want to buy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I still need to watch it. My brain the other day was like, I want to watch a Puss in Boots movie, and I whipped up Disney Plus because I forgot that it's DreamWorks because...
Yeah,
and so I was like, where the hell is it at? And that's when I realized, that's when I ended up watching Strange World instead. Which...
We should charge more. Yeah? In the future. I agree.
Which is actually a pretty good movie. It's a nice little feel-good movie, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back. Cool.
I am back.
Yeah, we heard everything.
Yes.
But no, it's a nice little feel-good movie. I feel like it's not extraordinary in any sense. What was the I gave it a quick little synopsis, which was basically the relationship between fathers and sons of multiple generations are tested when the sake of their whole world is at stake.
No idea. I have no idea.
Oh, that's the synopsis I gave it.
You gave it?
Yeah.
Wait, you've seen this movie?
Yeah, Strange World.
The Disney animated one. Oh, okay,
That's
yes.
what I was
Yes,
talking
I saw that as well.
Yeah, no, I said it wasn't really extraordinary or anything. It just felt like a normal Disney movie, honestly.
Where did you put this on Letterboxd?
No, I just said this
Absolute monster.
I just said it to Caleb because he had asked about it.
Stand by. Stand by.
Are you putting this on
Okay.
Letterboxd?
Well, yes, of course I did, because I do all my movies.
Oh, you put it up?
Yes, would you like me to... what did you think of it? What would you rate it out of 5? With half stars being possible. Give me a 10. Give me a 10.
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
I'd give it a 7.5, 7.5.
A 7.5. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I don't really have anything else to, like, the base the rate off of, though. Like, because...
Okay. No, that's actually a very valid point to bring up. Because I think a lot of people judge movies totally differently.
Yeah.
I tell you, the way that I do it is generally like... It's sort of a couple of factors. With the primary one being, is this movie the best that it could possibly be?
Yeah.
And in that context, how does it square up against other movies that I feel like missed the mark slightly or totally nailed it, or other movies that had similar features to this? So, like, for example, Strange World, I rated it right at 3 stars, 60%.
3 out of 5
3 stars
or
out
3
of
out of
5,
10?
I should say.
Oh, okay.
3 out of 5, 3 out of 5. So, a 6 out of 10. Mainly because I just loved the art style and
No, it's a beautiful movie.
the ideas on display, the all the I loved looking at all the strange creatures and everything.
Yeah. Oh, actually, now I think about it, I think I might take it down to like a 6, actually. Only because while it was a good movie, and especially like all the art and the colorfulness and the designs of the creatures and just all the stuff, it had to compete with Avatar, which does kind of a very similar thing.
They are in similar niches, I would say.
So it's kind of like, which one are we going to go see if we had to choose one or the other one? This movie that has been like something that's been anticipated for literal like years, like probably damn near a decade, or this Disney movie.
2009 was the original.
So over a decade, I think.
Yeah.
Or this
12 years.
Disney movie that looks, cool, but we don't really know much about it.
Yep. I mean, I also think it didn't do very well. I know that in the box office, and I think partially that's because of Disney sort of sandbagged it a little bit. Yeah. Which I've seen a lot of people attribute to the LGBT themes inside of it.
Understood. I mean, I can see that, but at the same time, I feel like this is the first Disney movie where they didn't make it like a spectacle or like something crazy or weird. They made it like it was a normal thing.
I thought they handled it really wholesomely.
Absolutely.
There are some times when I see it and I just cringe, and it's like, dude, this is diversity higher. Yeah. But this one didn't really give me that feel. Yeah. It was just like, oh yeah, this is totally how these characters are. Absolutely. Like I love the I forget not the dad, not the grandfather, but the dad.
Yeah, no.
I love his like interactions with his son. Yes, Searcher. Yes.
I love the name.
I was like, oh, this is hilarious. Yeah.
No, it very much gave like a true. It felt like a real family.
It was the dad vibes were like
very
hardcore.
Realistic. There we go. And like the what's his name, Searcher's kid. His whole, just him as a whole, just felt very realistic too, which you don't see a lot in Disney movies, which I thought was good, especially with the whole, being embarrassed by dad and, having a crush on somebody. Right. And all that stuff. But I'll say that when the grandfather was interacting with the grandson, and he was talking about like his crush and his issues with him and being awkward and stuff, I was scared that was going to be a point in the movie where it was going to be like a generational thing where the LGBT-ness was going to be a problem.
Yeah, they didn't go with that. It was actually kind of surprising.
Absolutely. Which also just kind of solidified even further that the main conflict was between Searcher and his dad, which is really cool.
Yes. That was actually one of the things that was weird. Yeah. Was that they had a lot of main characters in this. Yeah. When they didn't need to. They could have gone with far less and it would have been a little more concise, I think. Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why I rated it sort of 3 out of 5 is like right down the middle of the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
quote unquote, because it's like, oh, this movie was like 60 out of 100, which isn't a good score, right? That's like an
failing.
F in failing. But because of this weird, the way the scale is used in the modern era, if you get like a 20%, your movie is terrible. If you get a 60% or above, it's like, okay, like you were a good enough movie that people didn't go, this movie's bad, 20% or below.
Yeah.
Nobody ever rates 30, 40, 50. It's like 60 and up.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
very strange. It's very annoying. But I mean, they made a lot of weird choices in the movie, especially with transitions were another thing that I really got fed up with. Because they did the kind of Star Wars thing where they would do really colorful, flashy transitions, but then they'd also do it right in the middle of an important scene.
Yeah, absolutely that.
Like the bit that still is in my brain right now is when they crash. Spoiler alert, everybody! When they crash,
We should probably said that before.
yeah, a little too late for that now. When they crash land, right, and then Searcher gets knocked out of the ship,
Yeah.
and then meets his dad. There was like two scenes going on at once, right? There was them at the ship, and then there was Searcher and
His dad.
his dad, and they kept transitioning between the two. But like every time it would be the energy in the scene is building, it's building. We hit a climax and we cut away. It's like whoa! That's not how this works. You have to show me how the scene ends.
And they try to continue from it when they come back, but the energy's not there at all.
It's like you're totally just jumping into some random scene. I don't know who the editor was for this movie, but you made some questionable decisions, my friend.
They definitely could have done each scene individual. And it would have been perfectly fine.
It would have been better, in my opinion. Granted, I don't have a job editing giant theatrical release movies, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. But as the person that you're trying to impress with your artistic ability, I'm not saying, this is all sounding like I really think highly of myself, but as one of the audience members, try to consider my feelings, huh?
Oh, Lord.
I don't want you to cut away from the climax of a scene. This is why I watch like even bad movies. This is why I love watching bad movies, because there's always stuff to learn from them.
Yeah.
And that to me was one of the major takeaways.
Mm-hmm.
Just because my other major complaint with it is kind of just a nitpick, and it had to do with how fast their technology progressed.
Yeah, it didn't even it was within the same generation.
Yeah, they went from what I'm assuming. Granted, we didn't see their society before they discovered electricity.
But I'm assuming it wasn't very.
I thought it was medieval.
I would assume
maybe if anything, maybe like not 1800s, like 1700s, somewhere in that era. Then they discovered electricity, and 20 years later, have an entire society built around it. And it starts to fail, and so then they progress further, right?
That's
and
why
at the
it's
end
a
of the
strange
movie,
world.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, when their electricity is failed, they go and develop wind turbines to continue their electricity. I literally looked up the timeline on Earth. Okay, first of all, these characters, especially like Searcher, right, isn't portrayed as a brilliant scientific individual.
He's literally a farmer.
He's a dude. He's a dude that was like, wow, I think, and he had like a kind of wild idea that was like, hey, this actually might be usable, these electricity plants. This is like an energy. Maybe we can harness this. Great. Very cool. He developed the technology for that. Voila. I'm willing to accept that. It shouldn't have taken 20 years for that to happen, because on Earth, electricity was discovered in 1752. Mm-hmm. In 1752, and we didn't fully integrate it with society forever.
Yeah.
And wind turbines were invented in 1887, 135 years later. Do you know who discovered electricity? Benjamin Franklin. This dude and Searcher are like the same mental capacity. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, that's not possible. That's not possible. Benjamin Franklin is I don't even know what his IQ was, but the dude was insane. Searcher
I
is like
will.
a dad that accidentally discovered a semi-average dad that accidentally discovered electricity.
I know this won't alter it too much, but it doesn't seem. One of the big things is that everyone in that town kind of seemed to welcome change and wasn't
Yeah,
stuck in their ways, to be fair.
that's another good. Where was that dude going, sitting in the background going, "This is gonna give us cancer"?
Yeah, it didn't seem like they even had, like organized religion to hold everybody back either. So there's also
Yes,
that.
yeah. It
So I
was a
mean,
weird utopia society
it could be
that
that's
people
what
were just
the
like
Earth would have
super
been like.
inclusive the whole time.
No, yeah, there is no problems with the in the town, which something doesn't feel right about that. Realistically speaking.
Yes. They could have like, oh gosh. See, this is why it's like, yeah, this is kind of a nitpick, because if you go like, yeah, none of this is important to the plot, then it still functions on its own. But it still bothered me at the end of it, looking at it and going, well, I don't understand. I don't understand how they invented wind turbines so fast. How did they go, well, we know how to harvest this plant. Why don't we harvest the wind?
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, something that did get on my nerves, I guess. Disney. Disney's staple thing is having animal sidekicks.
Yeah, yeah.
This movie had two animal sidekicks,
That's true.
which
But one of
was
them was like the sidekick.
yeah, the dog. The dog
It's
was
like
just
that. Yeah. Well,
he was literally
contractually,
just there.
contractually, we're obligated to have a dog sidekick. But because it's Strange World and we have the ability to have a little blue blob, let's do that too.
Yeah, and I just feel like the friendship that was made between the little blob and the grandson was not organic. Just because it just felt really rushed. It was literally like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, I got hurt. Here, let me help you," and then it was like, "Thanks, but I'm still gonna feed you to my friends." Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. You're actually kind of a cool guy, and
Right.
I feel like a lot of these creatures were very instinctual. They weren't really personalized outside of this one creature, which made me think, why is
Right.
this the only creature that's got any kind of personality to it or any kind of, I guess, thought process to it other than this is what my role is, I have to fulfill this role.
Well, I think actually that character in particular, there was one other. There was the red one, remember?
Yeah,
And he also had a personality.
didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He
But
was
we only
literally there
saw
for
it.
like one scene.
Yes, we only saw it very briefly. But in the context of like, okay, here we basically just reveal the entire
At
twist
this
here.
point, yeah.
In the concept of it being like a body, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of a more intelligent version of like a white blood cell. Because I think that was what the
Or is that I thought the
Devourers or whatever their
things,
names
yeah, I
were.
thought those were white blood cells.
Yes, but that's like that little dude is like the one that tells those what is a problem.
Yeah.
You're trying to bite me again. Get out of here.
Oh, I didn't do nothing.
I have a very on and off relationship with the other cat that lives here, Leland.
Oh.
She's like, pet me. Don't pet me like that. I will bite you
That sounds like cats, to be fair.
and smack me. She slaps me all the time. So rude, my goodness. Yeah, that totally derailed my train of thought. Man, why don't we make a second podcast where we just talk about movies? I've been thinking about doing a movie review thing, like a visual or audio based one for a very long time. Because
Yeah.
I see movies all the time and I write down my thoughts on them, and I'm maybe not the most qualified individual, but I have thoughts. People, I discuss these thoughts with people.
Yeah. I mean, I
Like,
think
why
it'd be
not
pretty cool.
monetize it? With like I do with everything in my life.
Excuse me.
The desperate desire to create passive streams of income using things that I'm passionate about.
I mean, I feel like that's just the American dream.
It pretty much is. It's to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah. Absolutely. Ah. Excuse me.
God almighty.
What'd you call me?
I didn't call you nothing.
Oh, you called me God Almighty. Thank you.
I didn't call you nothing.
I feel like you're just confused.
Yeah, you know what? I usually am. That's probably accurate.
Oh, that sounds like a you problem. I mean,
I
what?
lied. I lied. I'm never
How?
confused.
How dare you lie to me like that?
I'm
I thought
always
we were
on.
friends.
My brain runs at a mile a minute.
Well, never mind. That was gonna be mean. Um,
Say it. Say
no,
it.
it's cool. The moment's passed. The moment's passed.
You've seen me bottle it up. I know how to bottle. I got to do it one more time
No,
to make it three times. Three times in one
like,
episode.
That's like your limit. You can only do it like 3 times a day.
Well, that's about right.
After that,
So I have.
you don't have any more bottles to hold anything. So I won't make you bottle it up anymore.
She's back.
The cat?
You just tried to hit me, and bite me, and you quietly hissed at me, and yet here you are again.
She sounds like me. Maybe I'm
It's
a
a problem
cat.
that she's just so soft. I can't resist.
She literally knows what she's doing. She's a monster.
She also has an air tag on her because she's escaped before.
Oh God.
She, she just she left the house at one point and then just kind of hung around for a little while and then returned.
Well, I mean, at least she
It
knows.
it caused untold panic.
That sounds about right.
It just kind of came back when she got hungry.
At least she knows how to get back. Some
Yeah,
cats
well,
don't.
she knows where the food is.
That's fair.
But she got to hang out with. We have 2 stray cats out here as well.
I used to have a stray cat.
Stray cats?
I
guess
didn't
stray
have
cats.
a stray cat. So one of my neighbors, there was actually 2 neighbors. So the ones who lived right next to us, or the one who lived right next to us, and then the one across the street, were both cat ladies, and they loved the stray cats.
Okay.
But then the one who lived next to us passed away, and then her son and her son and his wife moved in, and they kind of stopped really taking care of the cats. So all the cats went over to the one across the street, and so she just had like an army of stray cats in her 2 houses.
Wow.
And so like anytime you went outside, you would see at least one stray cat every few minutes. And the one that I quote unquote adopted in my head, was a little orange tabby, which, if you know anything about orange tabbies, they're little devils. But I named it
I
Orange
had
Cream.
an orange. I had an orange tabby.
Yeah, no, they're crazy, but
They are.
I named it Orange Cream. Not sure what happened to that cat. I think I moved away before it died or anything, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But I never really had a pet of my own outside of a hamster, and then some fish over the years. But those are kind of like the family fish, and then my sister had her own little aquarium, but she never took care of her fish, so they died.
Nice. Yep.
But she was like 6, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a myriad of pets. I grew up with a cat, but this is my first time living with dogs, like inside, because we had dogs, but they were like outside dogs when I was a kid. And so they just kind of were doing their thing out there and just kind of existing. And it wasn't really my problem because they weren't my pets.
Yeah.
They were my brother's pets. And so it was like, okay, I don't need to worry about them very much. And so there's been a major adjustment period of me trying to get used to having these 2 small white fluff balls that constantly want attention and constantly want to be around us.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what cats do. Cats
so
are like, you don't know where they are until they want you to be with them. Versus the other way around, which is like they are always with us until we don't want to be with them anymore.
I see. So basically, excuse me, what you're saying is you got to get used to the codependency.
Yes. And my lord, they are so codependent. They're so needy. They need so much attention and affection all the time.
Yeah. What kind of dogs are they?
They're Bichons. Bichon Frise.
I have no idea what kind of dog that is.
You just Google them. Look them up. Bichon.
Bichon. Bichon Frise. Oh, they're kind of like poodles.
Yes, yes. They usually actually get mistaken for poodles. But I think the
Oh.
breed has been on the rise. They're just like my grandma's favorite dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like she had two for like 20 years
Yeah.
until I guess it was maybe last year or the year before. And then when they passed on, we got two pups.
Mm-hmm.
And they're now 9 months old. And they're terrorizing the house. Apparently when I'm not there, they wreak havoc because they were hanging out with my grandmother all the time. And then they tried to migrate over to Jackson. And Jackson was like, I ain't doing this. And so they migrated to me. And there was talking about the adjustment period.
Yeah.
They always want to sleep in the bed because we haven't trained them to like sleep in their kennels or anything.
Yeah.
And so there was about a week where I just didn't sleep very much because they were like in the bed with me. And I felt really self-conscious about moving the most adorable sleeping pups so that I could lay properly in the bed.
Yeah.
And so it was like sometimes I would start on the couch and get him to go to sleep there and just ditch my blanket and go sleep in my bed. Because it was like if they were asleep and I was able to sneak away, they wouldn't know where I went. And so I could just go and sleep and they'd be like, oh, still smells like him. Let's just go back to sleep.
Ah.
Like, oh, okay, all right. And so I had that figured out for a little while, but I was like, I hate sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
And then waking up and going to another bed. It's like, I want to lay in the bed, sleep, and then wake up the next morning.
I completely understand that.
It's like, this is why I don't think I could do, like, toddlers. Or, you know, like, if I had a baby, my brain would melt.
I mean, if you had a baby, if we're talking like infant, you wouldn't have to worry about sleeping on the couch because you wouldn't get any sleep.
Exactly. I can't function without sleep. Like, I can, but in a professional capacity.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I couldn't do it like in my regular life and then do what I do on top of it.
No, I absolutely agree. One of my coworkers actually has a baby right now, and he's losing his mind because he's not getting nearly enough sleep as he should.
Yep.
And I was like, because like everyone wants babies until they actually get one.
Yep.
And that's why I've always said if I ever like got a kid or like adopted a kid, I'd want to adopt a kid who was at least like 4 or 5, so they're already in that kind of starting to become independent phase.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it.
And if I really wanted an independent one, I'd get like a teenager. I'd adopt a teenager. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, this is why, kids, wear protection.
Absolutely.
I mean, kids?
Yep, no, you're right. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have to worry about having a kid anytime soon.
You know, I think I can. I don't know if I should tell this story or not.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll save this for a later time. Let's just say, okay, I'll do it very vaguely. So there's this person that I used to know, very briefly, who had a very complicated. She was like 17 when I knew her, and this was maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now. Mm-hmm. It wasn't somebody that I knew. It was just somebody I sort of worked alongside at a certain point.
Gotcha.
And she, being 17, was like sort of on the verge. And I was like looking at her going, dude, she's like on the verge of graduating high school. And I know she doesn't want to go to college. So she's about to hit basically adulthood.
Yeah.
And go forth into the world. It's like, I wonder what she's going to do. And flash forward about 3 months, found out that she got pregnant with some guy that she's been seeing on and off for like 8 years and decided to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, but she's 18. She just turned 18.
Yeah.
Like, that's what she's doing for the rest of her life? Is that?
No, I get that.
I mean, I guess saying this, it kind of sounds I don't know if misogynistic is the right word,
Mm-hmm.
but I was just like, but you could do so much before you have children.
No, I understand
But
what you're
but to just
saying.
go like, I'm an adult now, child. It's like, but that takes up everything.
I
That's now
mean,
what you do.
it could very much have been just a circumstantial thing, to be fair. It could
No,
have
no, no.
not
It
been like
was
a.
intentional.
It
They
was
had like,
intentional?
and they had like baby photos, not baby photos, like what do you call them?
Mm.
They did like a photo shoot right
Mm.
after they got pregnant.
So, question.
Yeah, yeah.
Was this down there back at home, or was this somewhere else?
This was at an undisclosed town
Okay.
in the Austin area.
See, because back at home, that's a very common thing I noticed is, well, to be fair, did grow up in a military town, and kind of military mindset is like you need to settle down as soon as possible, so you have something to come back home to, pretty much.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Um, so it could also very much be that, especially if the person that she ended up being with was in the military. Because like 90% of the people I went to school with at this point in time, I'm only 24. Most of them have kids or they're married, and they had the kids or got
Yeah,
married by the time they were like 21.
yeah.
And I was
That
like,
that
geez.
has been similar for me. The people that I like grew up with, weirdly, all got married to each other because it was a large collection of, before I've said that I wasn't public schooled, but I was a part of multiple groups that kind of learned together
Mm.
in a weird, I don't even know how you describe it like that, but all of those people, from different families kind of came together, all people of the same age, and more or less grew up together from like 12 to 15, 16, 17, 18. But I left halfway through that. My family did. But keeping in contact with them via like Facebook and stuff, they all got married to each other
Yeah.
and started having kids like right at 19, right at 20. And I was over here like, okay, I'm like 24. That plan for me is so far on the horizon. I don't even know
Yeah.
where it is. And these people are like moving on to that stage of their life. Like I wasn't sure if I was terrified, impressed, or like scornful.
No, I get it.
I guess my big issue is like, I don't know how I can do the stuff that I want to do if I
Okay.
have to have that as 50%, even 50% of the day
Yeah.
is having to take care of that kind of stuff.
No,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
that's something I've always thought about too. Like, I feel like this is something that's a lot more heavily uh, influenced, I guess, for like more or people in more like religious settings, and also
Yes. Oh yeah,
military
absolutely.
settings, is that you have to like because one of the things I had to unlearn is that you have to do certain things by a certain point in your life, such
Yeah.
as having kids, getting married, having a career, going to college, stuff like that. Which is why I
Mm-hmm.
ended up going to college immediately after high school. Like I went straight to university, and if I could go back and do it again, honestly, I would go back to doing, or I would do community college and take like a year off first.
Yeah. A
Uh,
lot of people do that like year of soul searching thing. That was one thing that a ton of people talked to me about.
yeah,
It's like, yeah,
and
maybe you should take a year off and go see the world or something. It's
yeah,
like, yeah, but
unfortunately, I didn't have those people talking to me saying that to me. All the
oh,
people
sure.
in my ears were saying you have to go straight to university, not even like
Mm.
community college, like straight to university as soon as you graduate. Which is why I went straight there, and why my freshman year I did so bad because it's such a big change for somebody coming straight out of high school.
Yeah.
Even like I was even taking college classes and everything, but it's such a different like it's a culture shock. But
It is. It is. I mean, I think there's something to be said about maintaining momentum.
yeah,
Because, like, a lot of people, I say a lot of people, I'm kind of generalizing because I don't really know too many people that do that. But it's like a theory in my head, that a lot of people, when they take that gap year between high school and college, decide, oh, I don't need college to do what I want to do.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
if that hurts them in the long run or helps them in the long run, I don't know. But I saw that and had that thought and went, well, I want to keep running these legs and I need to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, the momentum kind of petered out. And I took like 6 months off and then started again. And
Yeah,
it took
that
like
burnout
another
is
6
real.
months off. Yeah. And then continued again. And that's like, well, and now I've taken another 6 months off and we're starting this again. Let's finish this shit.
Yeah, no, it's really rough. And for me, like, I was constantly running for most of my school life, to be honest, until
Mm.
college, because I grew up in tag classes, accelerated learning classes. I think that's what those
Ah,
are. So,
yeah.
like, the people who are supposedly learn at a faster rate than others, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of pressure that comes with that they don't tell you about or they don't really explain. Because basically, for all of my elementary school, I was an A student, and then I think fifth grade I got my first B, and that destroyed me.
Yeah.
Just getting a
Yeah.
B. And then in middle school, I got my first C in sixth grade. So that kind of hurt me a lot too, especially because there's all that pressure to be this A B student at that point, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what I've been doing for so long. That in seventh grade I had my this is when I learned that I hated history. That was the first time I ever failed a class, and that kind of just started the spiral of me quote unquote becoming a normal student. Because they were like, yeah, no, there's no such thing as tag in high school anymore, which there
Hmm.
actually was, by the way. They just told me there wasn't because I think they were
Oh.
basically saying you don't fit the criteria anymore. Because
Wow.
most of my friends were in those tag classes. Um,
Yeah, dude, that's
cause
rough. That's
yeah,
rough.
so it just kind of felt like, dang, I feel like such a failure. So that when I go into college, it's kind of like you go in with this mindset of, all right, it's a fresh new start. You can do good. You know, I took what 5 or 6 college classes, and I got those credits. It can't be that bad. Then you get there, and
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing like it was in high school, and you're like, what's going on? And then you get that serious burnout that causes you to fail most of your classes.
Yeah.
Well, in my experience, at least. Excuse me. And that's why, like, I am both ashamed but also unashamed to say that my GPA by the end of my freshman year was a .75 out of 4.0.
And
Because,
yet, you brought that all the way back.
yeah, I had to.
Yeah. No, and
um,
that's a serious accomplishment. It really is.
no, and what's it called? It's only because I was, well, not only able to, I had to take pretty much a whole semester off because my GPA was so low. They were like, yeah, you can't come back to school for a semester. And I was like, what are
Go
you talking
home,
about?
rethink it, and
No,
then come
absolutely. They're
back.
like, if you're not going to take this seriously, we're not going to keep you here.
Wow. Yeah, I've
But
never thought about it like that.
in those 8 months that I was gone, I was just kind of like, you know what? This isn't kind of bad, doing this 9 to 5 lifestyle at Walmart. It's
Hmm.
awful, but I mean, at least I'm able to make money and kind of make a little living for myself. I help pay rent and everything because I was
Yeah.
living with my best friend at the time. Um, and so it was just kind of like, this isn't too bad. I kind of wish I could have started with this, but it allowed me to kind of reset and refocus pretty much. So
Yeah.
then when I came
Absolutely.
back for my sophomore year, for one, I was like, yeah, at this point, we're definitely a theater major. I had already met you by that point. Um,
I think so.
but
Yeah.
yeah, because I met you my second semester. That's what it was. But it was just kind of like, uh, I guess a reality check of, okay, we had some time to actually relax and reset and refresh. Let's get serious about school again. Um, and also just because the things that I was going through at the time kind of finally subsided and I got closure on some things. So I
Mm.
was able to really focus on school itself instead of being very terribly depressed. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
um, but
Well,
no,
it's a bit of a somber note to end on, but we have hit
we have hit our quota.
our hour and 4 minutes now.
We gotta end on a good note.
Yeah.
The good note is what's it called?
Go see Puss in Boots.
Go
It's an
see Puss in
incredible
Boots.
movie.
Absolutely, I need to
You
go
will
see
not
it
be
too.
disappointed. It has some of the greatest action scenes of all time.
Ooh, maybe if Caleb comes up today, we can go see it.
Dude, you should. Absolutely.
He's contemplating coming up because he's supposed to be doing plans with his siblings, but they're getting on his nerves right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But my happy note is Uh, just real quick, back in my freshman year, I always look back because on Snapchat it does a thing where it's like, oh, this many years ago today you posted this kind of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll just look back at the things that I had posted because that was my main source of, I guess, therapy at the time, and I would just post on my story, and it was really, really bad. It was really rough, and I don't blame people for unfollowing me because of it. But excuse me, that spiked really bad. But the good thing about it is I'm still here. Things do get better in the long run. You just gotta power through and be patient, and things will get better. Yeah, because I mean, I went from having a .75 GPA to graduating with a 3.0.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll be close to follow.
Soon. Very soon.
Yeah, and then you'll just leave me in the dust.
I haven't yet, have I?
That's fair. That's fair. No, you have not. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's been that's it. That's been today's Jiddle episode. Woo!
Yes, thanks for tuning in. And I guess we get to figure out what we're going to do in the next, 2 weeks.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yep.
Stay tuned.